Good evening. This is Susan Adams with YWXOP. President Obama released his budget plan for space exploration last week, causing contentious debate between financial conservatives and those interested in exploring other worlds. I'm here tonight with Bob Jennings, reporter with Fox News, and Peter Walters, NASA astrophysicist. Peter, why don't you start us off? How do you feel about the new plan?
Thank you, Susan. I just want to start off by saying that the Bush administration previously announced that they had plans to go back to the moon again within the next several decades. However, the Obama administration is not only making budget cuts right now, but at the same time, they wish to go even beyond that, maybe to Mars. Of course, they project that this is going to take a little bit more time, but they actually wish to go way beyond Mars and to actually, as opposed to going to satellites and planets that have been explored before.
Now, Bob, how do you feel about this?
Well, I listened to Mr. Poindexter's report, and I approve of its scientific merit. But I just got to ask you, what's the point? Where are we going there for? You know, Mars, the red planet. I got news for you, man. Where we need to be putting our time and energy, specifically though, is the war in Iraq, because there is no threat from Mars. These darn liberals, though, they predict that this planet's one day going to fry up, do the hole in an ozone layer. I got news for you. It's a bunch of riffraff. It's a bunch of hooey. So, you know, we don't need to colonize planets like Mars or the moon, you know? Earth's going to be fine for the next 300,000 years, so get used to it.
Now, Bob, how do you feel about, instead of focusing on the war and continuing to put so much money into the war, if we instead focused on ending things in the Middle East, ending the war and withdrawing, and then we might have more money to spend on other things, such as space exploration?
I'll tell you what, we're not going to get out of there till the job is done, okay? We're not thinking about the next big thing after this. We're thinking about what's going on right now. And what's going on is a war out there. People are dying every day. Okay, so we're not thinking about the next big thing. But, you know, is it really space? Is that a concern of ours anymore? Berlin Wall went down had to be more than about 20 years ago. Okay?
Well,
no, I think next we should, you know, preserve funding for the missile defense shield. You know, balls in your court, buddy.
Now, Bob, are you suggesting that because we are no longer in a Cold War, that space exploration is no longer important?
Yes.
Now, Peter, your job rests on the continued exploration of space. Can you explain to us why this field remains so important?
Well, yes, space exploration actually does influence my job very much. My studies mostly focus on it. So, well, because it's full of interdisciplinary field, any advances we make in space exploration directly impacts physics, mathematics, biology, life as we know it. So, yes, there are definitely many ways that space exploration is actually very important. Also, from an economic standpoint, people like me have jobs because there is the industry of space exploration. With massive budget cuts or even the absence of it, I would not have a career, let alone a future right now. So, I mean, there's not much else I could say about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I realize we've just about run out of time now. And I'm sure you heard a lot of pretty words coming out of Mr. Walters' mouth. But make it seem like he has an expert opinion, but just remember one thing. He's not on TV, I am.
Excellent points made by both Mr. Walters and Mr. Jennings. So to conclude, it sounds like Mr. Jennings,
I'm Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jennings, reporter from Fox News, is not in favor of exploring outer space at all, while Mr. Walters thinks that it's extremely important because exploring other worlds is interdisciplinary. All right, well, that's all we have for you tonight, folks. Have a wonderful evening. This is Susan Adams with YWXOP.